Hi everyone, it's KTBAG here. Today I'm going to show you how to build a Hoglin farm that gets you almost 9,000 cooked pork chop per hour. The best part about this farm is that it is an AFK farm, meaning you could just leave it running overnight and collect tens of thousands of cooked pork chop without even doing anything. This farm is incredibly easy to build, taking only about 5 minutes per layer. Just having one layer of this farm gets you about 3,000 cooked pork chop per hour, which is already way more than enough, but if you really want to, you can add even more. So why should you build this farm specifically? Why shouldn't you build any other farm designs? Well, firstly, this farm is built on the nether roof. Most Hoglin farms you see are built under the nether roof, which requires a lot of digging. Even with an efficiency 5 pickaxe, it still takes a bit to dig out an entire area. That's not even mentioning the fact that you need to have a decent pickaxe in the first place. Just to insta-mine netherrack, you need an efficiency 2 diamond pickaxe, which will definitely take you a while to get. For this farm though, you don't need that because you just place blocks on the nether roof, which is much easier than getting an efficiency 2 diamond pickaxe and mining out a whole area. This farm is built on the nether roof, providing the player an open flat area to build without worrying about monsters attacking you or terrain getting in your way. Each layer of this farm contains a platform which the Hoglins will spawn on. Hoglins are scared of warp fungi, so we place one warp fungus in each of the corners to scare Hoglins away. When they run away from the warp fungi, they will end up falling into a hole that drops them into lava, where they die and drop cooked pork chop and leather. Their drops are then collected into a series of hoppers which feed into a double chest. To run the farm, the player itself AFKs on a small glass platform located at build height, or y equals 255. We do this because higher elevation means more mob spawns down below. If the player was lower, then little to no Hoglins would spawn in the farm, making it practically useless. These are the materials you need to build this farm. You can pause the video or take a screenshot. In the materials list, you'll notice this farm requires warped fungi. This is not hard at all to get. All you need to do is locate yourself a warped forest biome, and these warped fungus mushrooms will be located all around the floor. You can break them with any tool and they'll drop. You'll also notice this farm requires an ender pearl. Whilst in the warped forest biome, create a small 2-block high area. Go under the area, look at any enderman, and you will safely be able to kill it and obtain its ender pearl. This farm is built in the nether, so you'll need to head there first. Once in the nether, find a crimson waste biome that is at least one chunk large. Find a chunk that is entirely inside of the crimson waste biome and dig up until you reach bedrock. When you see bedrock, press F3 on your keyboard. This will bring up the F3 debug screen, which is used to provide various data and values. Use the targeted value near the top right section of your F3 debug screen and explore overhead to find a bedrock block that is located at either y equals 126 or y equals 127. Once you've found your bedrock block, place ladders going up to the block. Climb to the top of the ladder. Hold the forward and jump keys down at the same time, look at the top step of the ladder, and throw an ender pearl. You should end up on the nether roof. Now you're on the nether roof. Find the chunk you scouted out earlier. Make sure this chunk is entirely located in the Crimson Waste biome using the F3 debug screen. Head to the center of the chunk and tower up 4 blocks. On the 4th block, begin filling in the entire chunk. When you're finished, you should have a 16 by 16 platform centered in a chunk 4 blocks in the air. Pick a corner of the platform. Place 7 blocks. On the 8th block, place 2 more blocks and remove the first 7 blocks. Then place 6 more blocks extending toward the middle of the chunk. Hollow out a 4x4 hole in front of these 6 blocks, then remove all the blocks you just placed. You've now found the center of the chunk. Remove another 12 blocks around this 4x4 hole, and then remove another 20 blocks around that. Place 4 trapdoors on each side of this hole so Hoglins can easily fall down. Head to the hole and remove the tower you made. Then add a ring of blocks below this hole. Extend this ring until you have a wall stretching to the bedrock. Pick a side and mine 4 blocks. Place a double chest here, then add hoppers feeding into the double chest all around the hole. Add slabs on top of the hoppers. Pick 2 corners and place 1 bucket of lava in each corner. Head back up to the platform. Spam torches pretty much wherever you want around this platform, just don't use more than a stack and a half. Using the F3 debug screen, make sure the client light level never goes under 12. If it does, this allows piglins and zombie piglins to spawn in your farm, which will count toward the mob cap and lower the rates. Go to one of the corners of the platform. Replace the corner block with dirt and add a warped fungus on top. Repeat this step with every corner. Finally, add walls or fences around the platform. This prevents the rare yet possible case of hoglins pushing each other off or simply just walking off, lowering your farm's rates. This forces the hoglins to flee from the warp fungi toward the center and gnaw off to the side. That's it. You have finished one layer of your farm. This layer alone will produce over 3,000 cooked pork chop per hour, but if you want, you can add more layers. If you want to add more layers, make sure there are 2 blocks of airspace between them, otherwise this farm will not work. Finally, go to the side of your farm and place scaffolding until you reach build limit. Head up to the top of the scaffolding. Make sure you are still in the same chunk you built your farm in and head to the center of the chunk. Place 1 glass block. This is your AFK spot. Every time you want to run the farm, just head up here and wait. Build another portal next to you so you can safely get back to the overworld. This will also serve as your entrance and exit to the farm. To collect the loot from the chest, go down the scaffolding. To make your life a little easier, you can use ladders as a substitute for the scaffolding. That way it's a bit easier going up and down. Or if you have an elytra, you can just use that to get up and down. I really hope you enjoy this Hoglin farm, and I hope it is able to satisfy all your food and leather needs. If you have any suggestions, please write them in the comments. A like and or subscription is also appreciated, as these videos take me a very long time to make.